Tomo, can you point out the differences between these three new tags I can see?
Okay, so what I'm wearing around my neck is our staff badge, and it does a couple different things. A lot of our customers use it for staff safety. For example, in Europe because of the lone worker directives and things like that, but also in psychiatric wards, psychiatric hospitals, emergency departments, if you have an incident with a patient, a violent patient incident, you pull down and that is your panic switch. And now it's sending an alert message through the wireless network to other badges like this, because the badge also, let me turn it on, has a text display and an audible alert. So now it's sending messages to other badges that there's an incident in a certain location. But not just a panic button, but it also is a two-way messaging device for work orders, workflow, things like that, along with the ability to be able to use the other two buttons to request services or other types of codes in the hospital. So some people use it almost like a portable nurse call, or to request transport, or to request other services. So the idea is the staff can wear it and it can do multiple things. Also, measure hand washing compliance, because the badge speaks to the hand washing station. And so when we know, because of location, going in and out of patient rooms, when you wash your hands, we can correlate hand wash in, hand wash out, which is becoming a requirement, for example, in the US for hospitals to monitor and measure. So that's the staff unit. This is our asset tag. So this will go on to beds, wheelchairs, infusion pumps, ventilators, any type of clinical asset that or not even clinical asset, computers and things like that as well, that either A, tend to get lost, misplaced, or underutilized, or get hoarded in the hospital. And what we found, and I think many other people have found too, that the utilization rate of assets in hospitals tends to be pretty low, usually below 50%. And that's why they overbuy. The excess capital expenditures, they spend a lot of money on short-term rentals because they can't find their own stuff. And the processes for central sterile supply are usually broken because you can't find it, nurses are hoarding and hiding. So again, knowing the location, we know where everything is, we can increase the utilization rate, reduce the capital expenses, reduce the rentals, and also improve patient safety by being able to improve your sterile supply process by knowing where the pumps are. As an example, then this is our patient wristband tag. So the idea is you put a standard hospital wristband goes through it. You can wear it on your wrist like you would a watch, or on a problematic patient around the ankle. And with this, we can now track the location of patients. Some examples of that are wandering patients that you don't want to leave the floor. If they're about to leave the floor, the system can alert and say this person's about to leave, they have Alzheimer's, they should not leave the floor. Because you don't want to lock them in their room, you want to give them mobility because it's quality of care, things like that. But you want to be able to understand if they're leaving an area or entering an area they're not supposed to be. Some other examples include tracking the flow of patients through processes or procedures. So for example, an operating room, operating theater, from admission to prep to anesthesia, operating theater, recovery 1, recovery 2, and either discharge or admission to the hospital. With this, we can automatically track all the patient flows concurrently in all the operating theaters and start populating your bed boards and your process flows so that you're not bumping surgeries, having to reschedule and things like that. But we now can, in real time, alert that this patient now needs to move to the next process so we can bring the other patient in to the follow-on process and really help that process improvement overall. So these are just examples of the few of the tags that we have. We also have some environmental sensors for temperature monitoring, for temperature and humidity monitoring, which are critical elements involved in patient care for things like blood warmers, refrigerators, freezers, but also operating rooms, as well as isolation rooms.
Really great. I have a good picture of all. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.